Many of you might have heard that coronavirus in America has hit 3 million. 3 million. So, face coverings are becoming more and more of a requirement in states across the country. Some states that was not really requiring it quite heavily are now changing their tune. So this came out on NPR July 8th, 2020. More states require masks in public as COVID-19 spreads, but enforcement lags. Oh, it wasn't lagging back in, what was it, April, when they were body slamming Black people up in New York for not social distancing or not having a mask on. They sure found the time to enforce it in those instances. They weren't lagging on that. So let me go ahead and play this audio from NPR.
Mask up. That's what a growing number of governors are saying, and they're not just suggesting it. Now more governors are making it mandatory to wear masks to try to slow the spread of the coronavirus. But as NPR's Brian Mann reports, some local police officials and sheriffs are refusing to enforce the new mask rules.
Over the last couple of weeks, as COVID-19 cases exploded across the U.S., governors from Kansas to West Virginia set aside the politics of mask wearing and gave citizens a simple mandate: mask up or else. Here's Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
This safe standard requires Texans to wear masks in public spaces.
In counties with significant coronavirus cases, Abbott said people could face fines up to $250 if they don't comply. Legal experts generally agree mayors and governors have the legal authority to do this, and the science is clear. Masks reduce the spread of the coronavirus. Dr. Michal Raz is a medical historian and physician in Rochester, New York.
I think some amount of enforcement is necessary to show that we're serious about this and that we mean it.
The idea, Raz says, is that enforcement is really about messaging. She points to an example during the deadly Spanish influenza epidemic.
In San Francisco in 1918, when there was a mask rule and the mayor was seen not wearing a mask, he was fined and he had to pay. And I think that's a valuable moment to show that, this rule affects everybody and there are consequences.
But there's a hitch. Most of the enforcement of mask mandates falls to local police and sheriffs, and across the country, many law enforcement leaders say they just won't do it.
I believe in our constitutional rights. I believe in your constitutional rights. And this is borderline infringing on some of those constitutional rights, in my belief.
That's Jason Bridges, sheriff in Nacogdoches County, Texas, speaking in a video he posted on Facebook. Bridges supports voluntary mask wearing, but says his officers won't enforce Governor Abbott's mandate.
Keeping up with people who's wearing masks and who's not is not something that we have time to be doing.
Local police have issued similar public statements in Arizona and in California, where Governor Gavin Newsom threatened this week to withhold up to $2.5 billion in aid to police departments that won't enforce the mask rule.
If they choose to not do that, we will redirect those dollars to communities that are.
But enforcing mask mandates won't be easy. This week, outside a convenience store in upstate New York, Brian Nyam acknowledged he broke his state's rule, shopping for snacks without a mask.
I don't really care. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't see the point.
Like what if you were to get somebody else sick? Would that bum you out?
I'd feel bad.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has publicly scolded local police, who've mostly declined to ticket people who don't wear masks. Without enforcement, businesses are often left to decide how and when to confront customers who don't comply. Retailers and a Chamber of Commerce in Maine are running this public service announcement.
If we all wear masks, we're all going to stay healthy.
How are you doing today?
Please don't get upset with our people. They're just doing their job and they're trying to make it safe for you.
This week, a retail industry group published a public letter calling for all states to impose mask requirements and enforce them. Brian Mann, NPR News.
All right, y'all, you heard that, right? Well, I know here in my state, ladies and gentlemen, the New Jersey governor just required everybody to have a mask on, whether you are indoors or outdoors. You still got to have one on at all times. So whether it's going to be enforced, as you can hear, a lot of police departments don't even want to enforce this. And we shall see. We shall see. All I know is things are not going so well in this country when it comes down to this virus. And, every day the numbers are more and more staggering when you watch, what's being reported. And we know all of the figures that are coming in is an underreport. They're not giving you, you know, who knows how many people out here got this. We just don't know. And it's really difficult, especially when you got so many asymptomatic people out here and they don't even know they have it. And that also puts everybody at a disadvantage. But, they're still talking, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact that the virus is going up every day in the country. They are still talking all this crap about reopening, which I'm telling you, as long as this thing is going strong, they're not going to be able to reopen anything. But I guess, I don't know, maybe they just need to hear those words or something, and if that's the case, that's pretty lame. So, you know, threats. You hear the California governor said he's going to reallocate money away from the police and put it elsewhere if they don't enforce this. You know, it's a mess, y'all. This whole thing is a mess. And every day when I wake up, I just see how poorly it's been mismanaged from the top all the way down to the bottom. I don't blame the workers because they're not decision makers. They're only out here doing their jobs. But the people that are in a position to make decisions, it is really horrific. It's really bad. And it's a shame that we are in this time and place. And it just shows you that many of these folks are in leadership roles, but they really truly are not leaders at all. And I saw another article on Trump's polls are still going down. Even he's losing his own base. So who knows how the election will go at this time. I can't even say whether Trump or Biden is a shoo-in. I seriously don't know at this point. But I know one thing. As a person in the Black community, no matter who's sitting in that White House, nothing is going to change for us. Not a thing. But y'all, please tell me what you think about the face coverings becoming more and more of a requirement in states throughout the country. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.